I forgot to snip that one. Sorry guys, hold on, time out here. Morning guys, welcome to Sunday's video where we have a little bit of a natter about what's been going on in Canada, and then we look at your comments. So keep them clean in the comments section, and we might sneak you into the second part of the video. But in the first part of the video today, let's take a look at some of the protests, carbon tax protests that have been going on around Canada just last week. Let's take a look, guys. So this is Christy for Change, and I think she is at the looks like mountains in the background, so she must be possibly in Calgary here, and she's going through the support that these protests are building up. So these people have been sat on the side of the highways for a long time, since April the 1st, so at least 2 weeks. They've just made themselves comfortable there. There's plenty of people around. No sound on this, by the way, but she's really going. Did you see that then, guys? Did you see? Let's see if we can spot this back here. I think we got the horses. There, you see it? We got the bouncy castle. There you go. Bouncy castle. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Well done, Christy, for posting this. Obviously a time-lapse look through everything here. It's a pretty big turnout. But we're not seeing it on the CBC News, are we? Or CTV or Global. We're not seeing them go here and showing all of this. Let's move on to the next one. So here's Tanvir Malik, where he's doing the peaceful protest, and he's got some great video of the police there with weapons. And like he says, when the other protests are happening in the other parts of Canada, there's hardly any cops there. Let's just have a listen to this.
With the police involvement here at this level, this could elicit an even bigger response like what we saw at Milk River. Is that what they want? I think they all need to call in sick, take COVID tests, and shut her down and say, I can't make it into work today.
Did you used to have faith in police?
Not really, but now it's really bad because they have tarnished the badge. Like I have no respect for them anymore. They should have stood down in Ottawa, but they.
I do have respect for the police, but this is government driven, or like they're forced. Most of these cops probably don't want to be there, but they're being forced there by the government. But they're not being forced. Armed police aren't being forced to other protests, just the peaceful ones that the Canadians are running.
They didn't. So right now what they're doing, they're working for their corporation instead of taking care of we the people. So they're not taking care of us. They're ready to pounce on us anytime, and that's very sad.
They have hundreds of officers, and some of them have automatic weapons.
That is sad.
What are they going to do?
That is so sad. That is bad.
Here that just elicits a negative response, and it turns people against them, and then they wonder why. We saw what happened in Ottawa, we see what happened here, and we saw what happened in Kids, we saw what happened in Milk River. It's atrocious that this much money is being spent on this, and we've got as much rampant crime in these communities.
Look at that, guys.
They won't do anything about it, but they'll stand.
Why are they walking around with automatic weapons for a carbon tax protest? This is the Canada we're living in now, where if you're a certain race or you have a certain following, you can do what the heck you want. You can punch and push police. People like David Menzies get arrested for even asking questions at them protests. But these ones, no, machine gun bloody guards. It's crazy.
Arm in arm against civilians who are just exercising their God-given rights to actually protest the taxes, the carbon taxes, the cost of living, and we've had it.
The protest started yesterday, and it's still going on the second day. When is it going to end?
Well, I've packed for 3 weeks. There's a few of us who have packed enough food for 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
There are some really nice people in the town close by in Cochrane that have volunteered to come and do our laundry for us. So we would like to stay here for as long as it takes to end the carbon tax.
seems like the government is expecting this to evolve into Milk River, hence the huge police presence. But let me ask you this, is it time to kick our CMP out of Alberta?
She's
Our
just got a
CMP have
phone.
no place in this province
No
any
threat.
longer. And that's what needs to happen here is the Alberta government needs to do a patch over and take the good RCMP officers that want to leave this force and become the provincial police force, and we'll leave the rest of these brethren behind.
Exactly. There are
Call
good
it a day,
officers.
and Alberta
but they're
will
forced
set
into doing this.
the trail for how we're going to do policing in our own province, and it won't be beholden to Ottawa and the government in Ottawa that pushes these people out here.
He's right, 100%. The government in Ottawa pushing this, absolutely pushing it, and it's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Let's move on to the next one. So news of the Canadian carbon tax protests they've spread to New Zealand. No doubt New Zealand's intrepid reporters will miss this. Now this is the New Zealander. He's reporting on the Canadian farmers, and they're protesting against the carbon tax. And this one's through No Farmers Found. Look at all them tractors, guys. That's some great. They're not doing. If you saw Pleb's video the other day about he did a roundup on what the farmers were doing around Europe. They're not doing that yet here, dumping manure and everything on top of Parliament buildings and government offices. But they are actually standing up for farmers' rights. But these are the guys who provide our food. You know, it's ridiculous that they're getting stung so much just for working as farmers. This is a long lineup. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So K.A. Law has got a few photographs here from the Highway 1 and Highway 22 overpass in Alberta. Lots of honking support from passing motorists. Trudeau would call these people the overawed folks. I call them the middle-class backbone people of Canada who are impacted by the most bogus carbon tax and who protest for all. Some really great pictures there. Trucks and flags and people going out of the way to protest for other Canadians, basically. We'll move on to the next one. On this one, it looks like CTV News Calgary have got in on it, and they've got a bit of a report going on with carbon tax rebate hits Canadians' pockets as AXA tax protests continue. They are continuing. We're not seeing it on CBC in Toronto. We're not seeing all these pictures, but at least CTV News Calgary have at least one photo. Let's move on and have a quick look at Ling Brooks. She's on YouTube. We highlight her a few times. But here, I'm going to have a quick look at her on X. And let's have a look at that carbon tax Karen again. What I like about Lynn is she leaves messages wherever she protests. You are the carbon they want to reduce. So this is when Lynn was protesting April the 15th in Oshawa from her live stream. We did do a video on it, but this is definitely worth playing again. Keep your eye on the woman in the beige coat. When Lynn flips around the camera, there she is.
It's completely nonsense.
Sorry, but CO2 is not a pollutant.
This is nonsense. Completely nonsense.
CO2 is not a pollutant. Do you understand?
And you know the carbon tax. The carbon tax is not a scam. Stop recording me.
Well, you're on the street.
You're on live.
Seriously, stop fucking recording me.
Then walk away.
Walk away.
But-
I was already here
Why?
recording,
But
so walk away.
really, this is like bullshit. This is. No, this is.
No, you
Because
are.
the carbon tax
Well, we
isn't a
see.
scam, right?
Yeah, you know what? You failed science class.
You know what? It's not a scam.
Well, enjoy paying it. It's all good. We're for freedom.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
I do love paying my carbon tax. Carbon tax is a redistribution of wealth. We all know that. Anyway, thanks Lynn for that. Let's move on. So here's an interesting one that Matt Dagley's posted, and it's Barbie in PEI. doing a bit of on-site reporting. So let's have a listen to this, guys.
Why is it so important to you that you come all the way here and, you know?
I got 3 kids to feed, and it's costing me a lot to feed them. I'm only on EI, and it's only drawing me so much money to feed my kids.
But there's a rebate, though.
I don't get it.
Why not?
Because I make just a little too much, I guess. I haven't got a check for a rebate. I don't know.
You haven't got a carbon tax rebate?
Never got one.
They say they give them every 3 months.
They said they're giving them every 3 months, and I talked to any working class person right now, and they're not getting one.
And did you drive here today?
Yeah.
And what about a lot of people are going to say, well, these people are driving in a protest, wasting gas to go there to make a point about gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't politicians fly and drive to Ottawa and waste gas to talk a load of BS and come up with these ideas? Yeah, we'll waste a little bit of gas to go out and, we did, to go out and protest.
Yeah, but that's the way of our protest has to happen. That's the way of our right. That's the way we can do things.
So you want, what do you mean, to draw attention to yourself?
Well, I sooner draw people to come here.
So what would you like people to know, the main thing from this protest?
If the carbon tax is gone, we all go home.
And how long do you plan to stay here?
As long as it takes. If it's done today, we'll go home today. But if it's not done, we're here till all week.
Really?
Yep. Money is the thing. We're gonna go bankrupt anyway, so might as well be down.
Well, that's the thing, innit? As soon as you got people on the rocks like this, and they've got no money and no future, where are they going to go? They're just going to stay protesting. This guy's going to stay strong, stay protesting. There's thousands of people behind him doing this as well. And don't forget, mortgages will be up for renewal. There'll be more carbon taxes coming in. Summer fuel prices are coming in. There's going to be a lot more people joining the ranks and saying enough is enough. Anyway, let's move on to the comments.
Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe to Radio Reaction.
Cheers, Joe.
Cheers.
So let's get on with the comments. Just before we do, liking and subscribing is not just a vanity metric. It does help push videos that help to put the word out there that, you know, Trudeau isn't exactly what he says on the tin. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get on with these comments. Halal home loans, interest-free. But I did screw up. Janet called me out. Luckily, within the first half an hour of the video going live.
Tax-free? I don't think there is taxes on home loans and mortgages. What are you saying exactly?
Yeah, well, what I did is I made the video, and prior to this video, I'd made a video for Monday called the Tax Them Hard Plan, where we go through some new, this is for tomorrow's video, we'll go through some new taxes that you might not have heard of. But I'd done the thumbnail for that, and then I did the halal home loans tax-free. Yeah, bit of a brain fart there, to be honest. Look, I'm not the government. I can't farm these videos out to a $90 million company who makes the videos for me. So it's just, you know, a one-man band here. Anyway, thanks for that. Chris Payne said,
Between the Trudeau Liberal government support and the trans community, and then their flip-flop on the war between Israel and Hamas in the Gaza Strip, that's exactly what the Trudeau Liberal government is doing. The Muslim vote in Canada is huge. Voting base for the Liberal Party. The mosque tells the Muslims who attend the mosque who to vote for, and they vote as one. So that's why the Trudeau Liberal government is pandering to this community, people, because a lot of Muslims are pissed off at Justin Trudeau's Liberal government right now.
Basically, what he's saying is the mosques sort of indicate who you're supposed to be voting for this time round, because obviously, if you're new to the country, you're probably not educated about Canada's politics. But yeah, if someone's turning around and saying, "Look, yeah, we're going to implement like a Sharia law and interest-free mortgages and Muslim this, Muslim that," you're going to like open your ears a little bit if you're in that group and go, "Yeah, I like what he's saying. I don't like all the other stuff, like LGBTDB stuff in schools for children and stuff, but I do like what he's saying about the mortgages. So you gotta choose your battle on that one. Yeah. William said,
yes, this is vote buying. This will favour and destroy the financial independence of Canada.
I don't think it'll destroy them, but I said in the video, if you're going to offer this to Muslims, then at least offer it to everybody. Whether it costs more or costs less, you know, whether interest is better or whether interest is more expensive, it should be offered to everybody. You can't split people apart. You can't, like, split the country in two and say you're allowed this mortgage, but you can't have that. You can't have that mortgage, and you can't have that mortgage. You can't do that. That's definitely not what Canada is about. It's supposed to be diversity and equality and all that lot, isn't it? Well, it's only diversity and equality if it suits the government. JT said,
yay, more division.
Exactly. It's gonna end up to be more division, which is not what Canada is about. Canada is not about that. We all know this. There's only a few people on the planet who don't know this, and they're actually in charge of the country. DMA said,
in Canada, it's crazy here. Just trying to stay a couple of days ahead of everything. Do politicians make things affordable?
No, they don't. No. And yeah, it is crazy. I every time I go to X or switch the news on, there's something new. There's so many things. I could do 3-4 videos a day, but what's the point? Like, other people do videos, so you know, we have everybody covering everything, which is pretty good. Jody said,
at this point, I am all for Sharia law for Ottawa. Let's have a test city where we are so open.
Yeah, let's move Sharia law into Ottawa. Let's have it there and see how it works, because we'll move right into the next video, and most of these people in the coalition, good or bad, Canadian shocking opinions on the Trudeau NDP coalition, they're the ones shouting out saying, yeah, we love Trudeau, everything's great, yes, I like paying taxes because look, the weather's much better now. Anyway, we pinned this one by Taking Back Canada with Katie. She's got her own little channel. If you skittle off over or press Taking Back Canada with Katie, there's some nice videos on there too. You know, share the share. She's on the ball daily as well. Daily uploads, which is, it's not easy to do, guys.
Laugh out loud, it's not clickbait. Oh, you're hilarious. We'd forgive you anyways because you're awesome. They must have gone to a lefty section of Toronto and Ottawa to find all these indoctrinated people. Laugh out loud. And you're right, they probably had to dig through 1,000 interviews to find the few that would push the left narrative.
Yeah, I think we had like 90% of the people on that video were for the coalition.
I am a fan of that deal. I was discussing the Liberal NDP deal the other day with someone. I think it got stuff done. I think it forced the Liberals to do things they hadn't planned on doing.
I think it has been good. I mean...
Yeah, before that, they showed a poll that they did where 93% were against it. So that's doctoring the video for sure. Yeah? Yeah. User said,
lots of people are clueless of what is going on in politics and really don't care. They live in their own bubble.
That's the problem, yeah. I get that people only want what's best for them. That's fine. But when it's affecting everybody and everything. This coalition and this Liberal NDP push, it's absolutely wrecking Canada. Like the Facebook thing where we can't post links to news. What the heck's all that about? You know, all the Liberals who are on my Facebook group, they all say, oh, that's nothing to do with Trudeau, that's Facebook doing it. No, that is Facebook doing it in a reaction to Trudeau. Trudeau forced that. He forced them to do that. Yeah, ridiculous. Another user, different. A lot of people called user on YouTube for some reason.
Where did they find these people? In a lineup for free drugs?
Probably. Randy said,
There is a distinction between collaborating and colluding. These people are deranged.
Yeah, it could be more a collusion than a collaboration. Think of that. Lynn Brooks, the lady we had on earlier, who does the chalking. every office she goes to, she chalks on the pavement. Yeah, but she does live streams like at least every day or every other day. If it's pissy rain, I don't think she does it as much. But yeah, she's out there fighting for axe attacks.
Often we find people on the street are not so bright. This is our challenge.
Exactly. Yeah. Did you see the one with the carbon tax Karen? That was so funny. Rocky Mountain Lady. Great name, by the way.
Pharmacare, Sparmacare. They should include high blood pressure pills for right-minded Canadians and invent a new drug called verbal diarrhea.
Well, I take the high blood pressure pills. They're not doing me any good. Actually, no. I had my checkup last week, and yeah, went well. Still working. Heart's still going. Like 5 stents, guys. Taking back Canada with Katie again. I got her on twice on this one.
Dear God, it's painful listening to those Liberal NDP supporters. My cousin is like that. He makes fun by saying, well, I didn't vote for Trudeau, but he likes the NDP and all the woke crap. So we tell him he might as well vote for Trudeau because everything he believes in aligns with the Liberals' NDP. There's still a disturbing amount of people in this country who think everything is just fine. Some people are just not ready for the truth. Pain will be their best teacher.
Yeah, it's costing now, isn't it? 23% in the carbon tax, plus the old carbon tax. Like, just wait till we all start getting our fuel bills. And it's fueling inflation. So you think that your mortgage percentage is going to go down? No. Not unless you're Muslim, no. No, it's not going to go down because it's holding strong, isn't it? It's holding strong. Unless you can get one of them new mortgages soon, but they're not even going to talk about that until winter. And then they'll bring it into next year where they're talking about it a little bit more and then saying, oh, maybe we're going to do this. And then make it a vote thing to say, vote for us and we'll bring special mortgages for special people. Yeah. 17 said,
she said something to the effect of, they both have good and bad ideas, so if we can combine them, that's a good thing. The problem is, if they have any good ideas, they sure not as hell aren't implementing any of them.
Oh, can you comment the best, most favourite idea that the Liberal government have put out in the 9 years, it's almost 9 years now that they've been in government? Just leave me a comment. The best idea. I bet there'll be no comments. The Slick Shady said,
at about 4 minutes in, I'm convinced that zero of these people interviewed have ever even been to Canada.
Oh, do you think they're all on holiday, Slick? They got no idea of they just live in that little Ottawa bubble where there's no beeping allowed and you can't talk loudly anymore. Yeah, exactly. Gibbs said,
wow, that's all I have to say. Wow.
Yeah, that's a bit of an eye-opener. Anyway, let's move on to Full Cuckoo. And I don't mean the Mr. Speaker. I just mean what she says. What she actually tries to say. This loony Liberal is living in cloud cuckoo land. She really is in cloud cuckoo land. Marcel, I pinned this one.
These Liberals have never actually answer a question, just revert to their talking points.
Yeah, they just have a list of talking points. Like Trudeau has it in Parliament. He just goes, yeah.
We're making lives more affordable. That's what it says. It says it here. We're making lives more affordable. Well, we are for me, because I had a great pay rise and I get free holidays every year, costing millions of dollars. So yeah, I'm one Canadian who's getting more affordable life.
But maybe 40 million others aren't. No. Should make tents more affordable. That might solve the housing crisis. Ted said,
I would not let Freeland in charge of a cash box at a lemonade stand.
I got 130 likes there. That's good. I like that. G. Marie said,
Freakland is so delusional and full of useless words. The only help we are going to get may come way too late for those of us headed for the tents and those of us that are already in a tent. They are taxing our money and taking half before we even get paid, then taxing everything we come in contact with to survive. While food receipts don't show the carbon tax cost, the food on the shelf sure does.
It does. Yeah, you're right, G. Marie. And just check your gas bill. Just check your natural gas bill. Have a look at that. And when you think like 14 to 17 cents on every litre that you put into your tank, add that up. See how that goes. User said,
Chrystia Freeland should look up in the dictionary to see what the word fiscally responsible means before saying something she knows nothing about.
Absolutely not a freaking clue. Not a Freeland clue, that girl. Raina said,
no new taxes for the middle class. Wow. Is there even a middle class left in Canada? I guess if you still have a roof over your head, you're considered middle class. If there is any more taxation here in Canada, God help us all. I am a disabled pensioner with fixed income, and believe me, it's very difficult to maintain any sort of decent lifestyle. I remember the days that $25 would buy you 4 bags of groceries, and now you barely get 3 or 4 items for a $100 bill. Thank you, Mr. Trudeau and Fraulein Freeland.
Thanks, Raina. Hey, and keep playing that guitar, guy. Norm said,
Christian needs to go door knocking and talk to Canadians.
Come on. What would you do, Chrystia Freeland? Knocked on your door. Hello, Mr. Homeowner. Fucking hell. Oh my God. Imagine that. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I forgot to snip that one. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Time out here. Oh. Let's move on. The Thai cat said,
Miss Freeland and weather questions. It is going to be sunny out tomorrow. Let me be clear. The sun is very important. It's bright and warm and yellow and, quite frankly, we need the sun. We realise the moon is important too because it reflects the light of the sun. So, we will continue to support the sun and the moon because we realise its importance to Canadians. We need the sun to shine every day because we have committed to Canadians that we will run the government on sunny ways. So moving forward, that is what this government is going to continue to do.
These comments get crazier, guys. Absolutely crazier. I'm going to leave it on that. I'm crying. Oh. Till next time.